Associate Professor in the Department of ECE, VFTR, Andhra Pradesh, India. Today I am going to deliver lectures about the self-inductance and mutual inductance. Previous lectures we discussed about the magnetic boundary conditions and then potential energy. Now we will move on to the self-inductance and mutual inductance. This topic actually we are going to take any inductor property. Self-inductance we can call it inductors. Inductance we can call it inductance. So the amount of how much of magnetic energy stored, there capacity means amount of electric energy, here magnetic energy stored here. Here what they are telling here, the main motive for self-inductance only we can go for mutual inductance. If you go to the circuits, what happen now? The closed path, okay, there is a positive, there is a negative, there is a closed path, we can call this a circuits. Open path we can call this a networks. Open path we can call this a networks. In the closed circuits, there is a current is moving. Here, look at the diagram over here. We are going to apply some voltage. The closed circuit, there is a current is moving. Surely, the current is moving. Okay, the current is moving. The closed circuits, the current is moving. Wherever the current, there is a magnetic field. Okay, because of the magnetic field, there is a flux. Surely there is a flux. Okay, there is a flux. Because of the magnetic field, there is a flux. Okay, there is a flux. There is a flux. The closed circuits, we are going to apply some voltage. There is a current. There is a current means there is a magnetic field, flux density, which means flux. The magnetic field intensity, there is a magnetic field intensity means H means there is a B. B means there is a flux. Flux we can call this a psi. That's only written here. The circuit, it's a closed conducting path. That's a circuit, a closed conducting path carrying the current. It's a produced magnetic field. It's a produced, there is a current, there is a magnetic field. There is a magnetic field, there is a current. So ultimately we can call this a psi. There is a flux, psi is equal to closed loop, B dot ds. The closed surface, there is a magnetic field, there is a flux. The flux is passing through each turn. We passing through each turns, number of turns we can call this a n. Okay, the flux is passing through each turns. This is a number of turns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Passing through each turn, number of turns we can call this a n. So each turn there is a flux will be linking. The flux is linking with between the one turn to another turns, number of turns. One turn to another turns will be flux is linkage. The flux linkage we can call this a lambda. Okay, so number of turns, psi is a flux. This is called flux linkage, lambdas. We can write. Ultimately, what they are telling, there is a circuits, this is a closed conducting path, there is a current means there is a magnetic field that will be produce a flux. The flux is linkaging the each turns. Okay, there is a each turns, there is a flux linkage. So we can write lambda is equal to n psi. The symbol we can say. Ultimately, what happen now? Surely the lambda will be proportional to I. Lambda is proportional to I. Lambda is proportional to I. Lambda is proportional to I. So we can take that, we can call this a lambda proportional to I. There is a current, there is a flux, there is a flux, there is a current, there is a magnetic fields. So we can call this a inductance. That L, okay. There is a flux linkage, there is a current, that we can call as a inductance. That's we can call as L is constant proportionality, that is called as a inductance of the circuits. There is a inductance of the circuits. What they are telling? There is a lambda is proportional to I. There is a linking, there is a proportionality constant between the circuits, there is flux linkage that we can call as amount of magnetic energy stored. That's called as a inductance. That is called as inductance of the circuits. So simply we can say it's a L. L is we can call this inductance properties. L we can call this inductance properties. So we can call this here, it's a part of the circuits, we can call this inductance. So we can call this here L is constant proportionality of the circuits. So this is called inductance. That will be part of the circuits. That's we can call as a inductors. So L is a inductors. So we can say the amount of magnetic energy stored here, okay, with respect to what we are going to given, what is the amount of current, what is the amount of magnetic field, how much of flux is moving through the area, number of turns, we can call this inductance. That's we can call this it's a part of the circuits, we can call this inductors. So now that's called, we can call this self inductance. That's the previous we can call this that arrangement we can call this a self inductance. So that inductance, the inductance of the circuits, this inductor, the ratio of the lambda and I, the ratio of the lambda and I, we can call this a inductor. So we want to take this some ratio of the flux linkage and I, we can call this inductors. Lambda is equal to n psi by I. So this we can call this a self inductance. This we can call this a self inductance. So self inductance means the ratio of the flux linkage lambda to the current I. The self inductance L. The self inductance, it's an inductor. Self inductance is an inductor. The ratio of the flux linkage to the current, we can call this a inductor. We can call this a self inductance. So I told inductor mean amount of magnetic energy stored. What is the energy level stored? How can I define? Energy level, what is the magnetic energy? Wm. What is the magnetic energy stored? Equal to 1 by 2 Li squared. Okay, this we can define fundamentally. So ultimately inductance we can write, inductor we can 2 Wm by I squared we can write. We can write L is equal to 2 Wm magnetic energy stored into I squared. Okay, we can write this what is the energy level stored in the inductor, we can write L is equal to these ones. Self inductance means the ratio of the flux linkage to the current. So this we can call it self inductance. We can call this here in the circuits there is a one inductor, that's called self inductance. There is a circuits, we are going to apply some voltage, there is a circuits, okay, that's called as a self inductance. Okay, there is a current we are going to apply, there is a current we are going to, there is a current will be there is a magnetic field, the flux is moving, okay, there is a flux is moving, the area we can call it self inductance. Now in this case I am going to take mutual inductance. What is mutual inductance? I am going to take two inductor, we are going to keep it very close, without any wire, how the energy will be traveled, taking place from the circuit to another circuits. This is on, we can look at the diagram over here. Here mutual inductance, this is circuit 1, this is called circuit 2. There is one inductance, there is inductance, there is a inductance, self inductance, another self inductance. Coupled to each other, we can call it a mutual inductance. Coupled to each other, we can call it a mutual inductance. So mutual inductance we can call it a transformer. What is the need for transformer? Transfer the energy from one circuit to another circuits. The energy level will take place from one circuit to another circuits will be travelled without any wire. The energy will be travelled. Power will travelled. Okay, the power is travelled. Okay, here the mutual inductance. What are the basic phenomena, property we have to take? The circuit there is a current I1, circuit 2 there is a current I2, there is a flux, there is a B1, there is a B2 will be there. There is a only flux, the self inductance there is a only flux will be there. Here mutual mean psi 11, there is a psi 11, we can write psi 11, psi is a flux, psi 12, psi 21, psi 22, again telling for first one psi 11, psi 12, we can write psi 11, psi 12, psi 21, psi 22. So there is a mutual between there is a self flux in the circuit 1, is a mutual to the second circuits, there is a self on the second one and mutual to the first one. That's only written here. So there is a, if you go to single circuit, we have the two circuit, I am going to use I1 current, I2. There is a 4 components, I11, Ψ12, Ψ21, Ψ22. This is called mutual inductance. If you go to that, for example, I am going to take the flux is passing through the circuit due to current I2 in the circuit 2. The flux is passing from circuit 1 to circuit 2 or circuit 2 to circuit 1. Here I am going to take the flux is passing from circuit 1 to circuit 2. What is the magnetic flux density? B2 ds. What is the magnetic flux density? We can write the version of B2 dot ds. We can write. So similarly, we can write Ψ21. We can write B1 ds. Like that we can write. So that's only written here. If you B2 in the field due to I2 and S1, so S1 means area, total area of the two inductance, we can write this a total flux. So ultimately we can write what's the mutual inductance, we can write M12, the ratio of the flux linkage from circuit 1 to circuit 2, the mutual inductance we can write lambda 1 by 2 I2 from circuit 1 to circuit 2 due to current I2. So we can write lambda 1 by 2 N1 Ψ12, we can write on circuit 1 to circuit 2, which means current I1 to I2. Similarly, M21 we can write lambda 21 by N2 Ψ21 into I1, like that we can write. That's a mutual inductance between circuit 1 to circuit 2, circuit 2 to circuit 1 we can write. It's a both will be equal, it's a linear, M12 equal to M21 we can write. It's a mutual inductance. Similarly, we can write the self inductance we can write for circuit 1 to circuit 2. So inductance of L1, inductance of L2, separately we can write lambda 1 by I1, lambda 2 by I2, we can write this is separate circuit for separate inductance of L1 and L2. What's the total flux? Total flux we can write Ψ11, Ψ plus Ψ12. For second circuit Ψ21, Ψ22 we can write. So ultimately what is the energy stored? What is the total energy stored? Total energy for circuit 1, 1 by 2 L1 I1 square. For circuit 2, L2 I2 square, plus or minus mutual inductance of the I1 current, I2 current. Plus or minus mutual inductance of the I1 current, I2 current. Here plus mean will be sometime will be adding, sometime will be opposing. That's a opposing and then adding. That's only we are giving the plus and minus. The mutual inductance between the two circuits will be adding in plus, opposing in minus. We can write M12 I1 current, I2 currents. That's only given total energy stored in the circuits. So far today we discussed about the self inductance and mutual inductance. It's a very simple circuits. It's a simple very topic. It's a basic property of the inductor. What they telling, you take an inductor, you apply the voltage. You take an inductor. Okay, what happen now? You take an inductors. What happen? You take an inductor. What happen? You apply some voltage. You circuit. You take one circuit over there. Okay, you supply some circuit over there. Okay, what happen now? If current is moving, there is a magnetic field. There is a magnetic field means there is a flux. Okay, there is a flux will be linking with what happen now? There is flux linking with some number of flux lines, flux number of turns, flux linkage n psi. So ultimately, what happen now? This psi, what happen? Lambda is a flux linkage always proportional to the current I. That will be proportionality property we can call as a inductance. That inductance calls a self inductance is called as a L. L is a inductor. Inductor is a part of the circuit. That will be there is a flux linkage between the circuits. Wherever the current will be there, there is a flux will be there. That will be stored the energy. That is because of this proportionality constant L. That's why we can call it self inductance L. Similarly, we can take two circuits means it's called mutual inductance. The two circuits we can call as a mutual inductance. Thank you so much.